print is starting. We're doing the purge line now. This is an attempt at a 17-minute benchy on my large format printer. I've gone with 13K acceleration at about 55 cubic millimeters of flow of ABS. The print speed's about 400 millimeters a second at 0.25 mm line width and 0.25 layer height and 0.5 line width as per the speedboat benchy regulations. 200 and 300 mm first layer speeds at 10,000 acceleration. Yep. You can see that panel is quite badly secured. I should probably do something about that later. Yeah, so we're not going above 400 in terms of print speed. Acceleration, travel speed is 700 mm per second. Maybe it's 800, I don't remember. Minimum layer time set to just 1 second. I think that's reasonable. Although this printer was designed with speed in mind, just the nature of large format 3D printers means that the gantry is huge and there's a lot of mass to swing around. And because space efficiency was the main goal of the design, I had to fit all the motion components into relatively small spaces. So I've got relatively small motion components swinging around a relatively large gantry, and that's the reason why my acceleration is so limited. I can do 35k acceleration, but not consistently. So generally I have to limit print speeds to below 20k. Also, rigidity is kind of a problem. So right now I've upgraded all the parts to polycarbonate on my printer, and that's doubled my input shaper results. So I can go at better accelerations and still have decent quality. Yeah. I don't know why the camera is not focusing. I'm just recording this on my iPhone. I don't have anything better. I think I forgot to speed up bridging, but it's okay. 17 minutes is a respectable speed for a printer this large. 500 mm travel in X, 450 in Y, and 390 in Z. You can see the entire printer shaking, even though the printer weighs 90 kilograms, because of how hard we accelerate that gigantic gantry, which weighs something like 2.5 kilograms, including the tool head. my inadequate part cooling is causing issues, but it is what it is, I suppose, since I can't fit a CPAP hose without interfering with all the water hoses. So I will need to increase the size of the enclosure, which I don't want to. And also I fried the driver of my CPAP fan, so I can't add CPAP right now anyway. I'm definitely not gonna use these print settings as my daily drivers because of wear and tear on the motion system. I definitely don't mind printing at high speeds, but high accelerations obviously cause more force and more fatigue cycles on the printer. So I'll be printing at speeds like this, and since it is a large printer, acceleration matters a bit less since it's mainly supposed to be printing large parts. Yeah. Anyway, it's not like 13K is a huge acceleration for most printers. It's just that for my printer, 13K acceleration means that there's something like 50 kilograms of force on the pulleys at all times, which is not great. Although it's not terrible either. Yeah, at some point the belt just starts skipping because of how long the belts are. And I can't tension them too hard either. If I'm not wrong, these 9mm or 10mm Gates belts are rated for something like 20 pounds of tension. And I've got them on about 3 pounds of tension right now because that's what Voron recommends. And I heard that Voron only recommends such a low tension because their stepper axles are not supported on both sides, only on the stepper side, so that it's not also supported on the tip, so the tension bends the stepper motor axle. Mine is supported on both sides, so theoretically I can increase tension more, but I don't think I need to push the speed so high for daily printing. Something that's kind of terrifying about the printer is the big umbilical cord system I have at the back on that metal arm. It's not on any bearings or anything, it's just metal on metal screw joints swinging around like 1 kilogram of water hoses and wires. So it's kind of scary. I keep worrying that one day it's just gonna snap. But so far it's been holding up for months without problems, so I guess I can't complain. The hoses keep crimping. I don't know if you can see that. The hoses keep crimping, so I've ordered some metal springs and I'm just gonna wind the springs around the hoses to stiffen them and make them stop crimping. Stop kinking themselves. Yeah. Kinking, not crimping. Sorry, I should have said kinking. Yeah. Okay, we're almost at the 10-minute mark and we're doing pretty well. So this is a 16-minute 59 benchy according to the slicer, but I don't know if that's actually going to end up being the way. I don't know if it's actually going to be sub 17 minutes. Doesn't really matter to me either way. I just wanted to see what would happen if I push the acceleration to 13k. Don't want to get a layer shift, you know. That would be sad. I think maybe the double layered polycarbonate panels are interfering with the focus somehow. You can see how there's double reflections of my hands and my knee over here. Maybe that's why I can't focus the camera. That's unfortunate. I did purposely use this hexagonal mesh instead of just styrofoam so that I can still film the printer, but if the double layer panels are stopping me from filming, then, well, I can't afford thicker panels, so I'll just have to live with it, I guess, or put a webcam inside the enclosure, which is not something I feel like doing, just because I can't be bothered to go and buy a camera and set up the Moonraker time-lapse, this kind of thing. Is it called Moonraker time-lapse? I'm not sure, I can't remember. Yeah, time-lapse is not something I really consider when designing the printer. The printer is running a RPi 4B, so it can probably handle it, but I'll just hold the camera. Yeah, it's making quite a lot of noise just because of all these random loose pieces of panel and whatever that are shaking all over the place. I could epoxy them down instead of just using stupid sellotape, but I don't really need to since I don't normally run at this kind of acceleration anyway. My daily driver acceleration is 8k, so almost just over half of the acceleration that I'm printing with right now. Unfortunately, I can't just cut the video to where the benchy is done and then show the final clipper timing because speedboat benchy regulations say you have to film the entire print process, so it is what it is. Orcaslicer says there's less than a minute left, but I don't trust it. Okay, we're doing the last few top layers. So far so good. It's a bit over 17 minutes, but that's fine. Quality is actually not bad. We haven't had a single layer shift or anything. I don't see any ringing right now, although I have to take a closer look at the model to see. We're almost at 18 minutes. Stupid Orcaslicer told me it's 17 minutes, but oh well. Come on, last little bit. Wish the camera would focus. There we go, we're done. Okay. So that was 18 minutes 46 benchy. And if you see the total time, that's because I ran a bed mesh before and my bed is gigantic, so bed mesh takes forever. But 1846, that's not bad. The slicer is a freaking liar. Okay, bye-bye.